The All-Star Week.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. I am your host, Brian Barnaby. And let's just say the boys are back in town.
She got away, never to say. She can't choke, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab a shot on the top of shots, I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes?
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, live from Times Square, New York City. I got my guy, Tony.
What's
going on, bro?
Not much, dude. Living life. Happy hump day.
That's what I'm talking about. And, of course, our super producer, Maine Magic Mike.
Hey, everybody.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I have to say, too, I mean, you look around, you listen to the radio. Granted, you know, some of the guys are in, like, the morning show on FAN, they're there. But a lot of guys I saw just throughout all the radio channels taking these couple days off, kind of a weird transitional period, you know, with the All-Star game, just the Derby, finals game tonight, only one baseball game tomorrow. So, you know, you got to go through the waters. But I feel like, you know, we've done a solid job of that. You know, sometimes you get a little variance and talk about things that you don't normally get a chance to talk about. So,
which is good sometimes. Yeah, dude. You know, varieties, spice of life, baby.
Yeah, dude. I agree.
And it's given us an opportunity, and we'll talk a little about it later in the show. You know, some UFC, some boxing.
Yeah.
So always enjoy that stuff. You know, mixing it up. So to start today, we will start in the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chase at Judge, and he dives into the stand.
DeGrom begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! 3-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone.
All right. So last night, the MLB All-Star Game. Very good in terms of, you know, watching before you go to bed, put you out like a baby. In the end, 5-2, the AL wins their 8th consecutive All-Star Game over the National League. And we had MVP Vlad Guerrero Jr. You know, he homered Joe Buck. I don't know if you heard that call. He was like saying, "Oh, that could be 2 home runs." Like he's like all like into it. It's like where you been all baseball season? Yeah, really, I just think it's absolutely insane how he's the lead guy for Fox. You know, calling the World Series, he won't do one regular season game.
Doesn't make any sense, dude.
It's like Nance with the NCAA tournament for basketball. I mean, you're not there the whole time, but now you are. I don't know. I just think it's just kind of like if it's that point, then clearly there's too much on your plate, and you should kind of just focus in on your.
What is he doing right now, Buck? I feel
nothing.
Right. So what do you mean?
It's not like because they used to do the U.S. Open on Fox and stuff, but he's not doing that.
So it's like, what are you doing?
Just giving interviews on. He was on. I think he was on Mad Dog Radio this week actually.
Oh, okay.
So had him on, and you know he was actually bashing Altuve and the Astros for not.
Buck was.
Yeah, for not going to the All-Star game.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And it's just kind of funny because I don't know if you remember, like back in 2017, you know, before the cheating scandal came out. I mean, the whole championship series, all I did was talk about how great Altuve is, how he's so small, and and then he just completely, you know, changed his course, obviously, because you know he didn't
naturally.
Know, but it was, you know, being a Yankee fan, I mean, watching that, I mean, it was just a brutal because he's never liked the Yankees. I don't know what it is, you know, just being a Cardinals guy, I guess. Right, they have the second most titles in MLB history.
The Cardinals do,
So maybe that kind of a in spite type of situation.
Well, the Yankees are a very hateable team. You know, it's very possible.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that being said, I mean, you know, not as much excitement as we thought going into this one. Thought balls would be flying out, you know, left and right. I mean, you look at the highlights of this game. I mean, Zunino put one out. Real Muto. Should they have done a catcher's derby with Sal Perez, right? Ohtani, I mean, he has that scoreless 14-pitch first inning, 0 for 2 at the plate. And then actually, every pitcher in this game pitched 1 inning besides Corbin Burns went 2, gave up a couple of runs. So it was very just short spurts. And then the AL, like I said, everybody pitching the 1 inning. There's 9 pitchers and Chapman doesn't get in.
Are you surprised though? Come on.
I think there's meaning behind this. And I know, okay, exhibition game, doesn't mean anything, but I think it would have been a good opportunity just for him to just get some work in, going into the second half. Because it's like, do we really want to throw him in a one run game on Thursday against the Red Sox?
No, absolutely not.
And I think that's why, Kevin Cash, manager of the team, just saying that might play a role in it. Any thought there?
I mean, I can see your point, but I mean, I don't know, dude. He shouldn't even have been there anyway.
I mean,
come on.
It's just it's a tale of 2 seasons because I mean he was the best pitcher
very
in the
good
league,
in
and
the
then he
beginning,
was
and now he's not. Yeah, quite literally. But I don't know. I mean, maybe he was afraid that Chapman would blow it anyway. So.
Oh my God.
You never know, dude.
So that being said, I mean, yeah, Hendricks did get the save in the 9th inning. Some other highlights. We did get Walker in his first All-Star game.
Buddy.
Did give up the home run as Nino, but he said that's part of it. He actually enjoyed it. I've never heard somebody say they enjoy giving up a home run.
It's just the All-Star game. We're just happy to be there. You know?
Yeah, happy to be there.
That's a Met attitude, Barnes.
It is a Met attitude, and I think
he wasn't even chosen. Like it was DeGrom over him, obviously, and then it was like all of a sudden, then he's in there.
And then I have to say too, they did have a Met attitude at the plate. Only 2 extra base hits, and you're an All-Star team. I mean, come on, Tony. At Coors Field, no excuses there. Oh, that heavy lineup when you were all over it.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, obviously, but you were all over a 15-14 game too, so.
Not even close.
But I guess two things here, and I mean we kind of already alluded it. But number one, were you very surprised at the fact that a 5-2 game here, and then number 2, did you feel like it really, really lacked some juice?
Absolutely. I mean, we kind of mentioned it earlier, dude. Absolute snooze fest of a game. Slow, not a lot of hitting. I was surprised, especially at Coors Field. You're expecting some big hits, especially with the lineups of both teams. Real good power hitters, and you just really didn't see that at all, and it kind of sucked a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely
just coming off the home run derby, the buzz of the derby, we were pumped. I mean, derby was dope, and then All-Star game kind of done.
But I don't is it because a lot of guys just get elected and then don't go? Like, what do you think could be done to fix this, or do you think it's just something? I mean, it's an exhibition game; it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think there's much you can do. I think it's just the attitude of the players. They're there. It's like happy-go-lucky, laid back. They're just kind of happy to be there. Call it a mentality if you want, but I think that's just it is what it is. Half the time everyone's mic'd up. There's interviews in between innings and stuff. Like it's just it's not very serious to begin with. I feel so the players I guess don't take it that crazy serious. I mean,
but it just what comes to mind here is just you got to put a big prize on the line. I mean, that's the only thing that's going to do it, and make these guys really want to go for it. But it's like. I mean, how much money, especially the owners recovering from last year,
right?
Fans and stuff. I mean, how much money could they really afford to put up?
Does the MVP get anything actually?
I'm not sure. I know. I'm sure you saw this that Alonso got more money winning the Derby than he does making the season.
Yeah, that's quite literally. But it's like, dude, give the players more incentive to play better. Get a fucking car out there on the field to give away or something, But I guess
I want to see Manfred step up. Give each player on the winning team $1 million, player and coach.
That'd be dope.
Let's see you really, make your mark here. But of course, he's not going to do that, being the selfish guy that he is. But that being said, I think yesterday he might have had one of his finest moments as commissioner.
I'd say so.
He had his annual All-Star Game address, and he said, league most likely to eliminate 7-inning doubleheaders next year, eliminate the ghost runners, as well as looking into banning the shift, having 2 guys on
That's right, Uncle Richie.
Base.
What are you talking about? I
love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm not sure. Is he just saying?
He's saying because they're going to go to the World Series.
So nothing to do with actually the game. Like he's just saying they're going to go to
the prize is that they get home field advantage.
Right,
because what Uncle Richie's saying, because he's predicting that the Yankees will go to the World Series, like you and I predicted, Barnes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I see that. I wasn't sure if he was talking about how it used to be, winner of the All-Star game, they get the home field.
Right.
Series.
But it's not, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm excited though for these couple rule changes, and I know you were kind of saying not so much on the shift, but the other two ideas you're all on board with.
Oh yeah, I mean, we talk about 7-inning doubleheaders. I mean, the Mets have gotten hammered with them this season because of all the postponements, and it literally takes away innings from the team. So and you hate to see that. Like just get full innings in there. It should have been like that this season, but I mean, I'm happy that Manfred is going to implement that next season. Of course, the Ghost Runner nobody really liked.
Right.
I think that was a pretty well hated across the board. I feel when that rule was implemented. Because it just, I mean, I don't know. It's like doing 3-on-3 hockey in overtime. It's just not the same. It's not the way the game should be played, and it's like a weird advantage to have even. So yeah, I think that's a good job on kind of taking away those two rule changes.
Yeah. And it was funny actually. I was listening. So normally Mad Dog Radio, the primetime spot later at night, they have JT the Brick. He has his show, but they actually had Lance Meadow filling in, a guy I've actually called into before. He's been on Mad Dog for a while, and he made a point which is good, like agreeing with that's the way to go, and it's just a fact of like, why change the game just because it's going longer? And he says the NBA does it right because it's like, if it's 5 overtime, 6 overtime, there's no tie.
Right.
You're not doing a 3-point shootout to determine the winner.
Yeah.
You just keep playing. So I think that goes along those lines. And he's saying, all the other sports should follow suit. Obviously, it looks like baseball's, headed in that direction. And I think it's just the general theme of just stick with the roots of the game. Like just otherwise it's not the game. It's
exactly.
something else.
Yeah. And like, what's the rush? I mean, these players should have no problem having extra inning games, and then not being able to field the same team the following day. I mean, it's
and I think they kind of grouped it in with long game times, the game's too slow, it's not exciting, but it's like instead of that, really enforce this stepping out of the box, time in between pitches stuff, not extra innings. I mean, it's not like every game goes to extra innings. I mean, come on. And what's your thought though on enforcing those like time in between pitches type of rules?
I mean, how much time are we talking about?
I guess that's the thing. You have to come up with I guess you'd honestly have to do a study and just see 90s, 80s, like what the average time in between pitch was, give a couple more seconds in that versus what we get now. Because I mean, you watch an old game. I mean, it looks like it's in turbo mode. They throw the pitch, all right, ready to go. And this is like step out of the backs. You hear the music, the guys adjusting the batting gloves. I mean, I do agree that I think about how much time that adds up. Every batter of the game, doing that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, like from a personal aspect, I really enjoy the length of baseball games right now, to be honest. I kind of like the time in between because that gives a chance for the announcers to talk about whatever stat or whatever like that, or more analysis, which I really enjoy, obviously the analysis. So I mean, I kind of like it. I think it would be real tough to enforce a certain amount of time, and what happens, all right, let's say at this point, a catcher can go to the pitcher's mound as many times as he wants, right?
No, that's a part of a mound visit.
Is it a mound visit? I thought a mound visit is when
No, that's just for taking out the pitcher, but there's that's part of the total mound visit. Yeah.
Interesting. I think there's just a lot of other variables that go into just enforcing a certain amount of a pitch clock, I guess. I mean, what happens if the batter has to tie his cleat, or the pitcher needs more rosin, or has to scrape his cleats off? Like, is it going to be an issue, or
You know what the problem is? It's just it's a shame that it's like there's no, I don't know what the correct term is, but just like people, I guess, take advantage. You know what I mean? It's like that stuff. Okay, it's gonna take a little longer, but there's these guys that just do it every single time, and it's just like, listen, I'm fine with a 3.5 hour game, but it's like, if we get to the point where we're having 90 games that are 4.5 hours, I mean, that I think is ridiculous. But 3.5, all on board.
Yeah, bring it on, I say.
So interesting to see how this collective bargaining agreement goes. I hope that we don't have any type of work stoppage, strike.
I want to say the players don't want the pitch clock, right? I mean,
no, it's more the league, I would say. But and then you think he didn't? I guess he kind of skated around it. You think universal DH next year?
I don't know, dude. I mean, like you kind of mentioned, I feel like they've been skating around that forever, dude.
Right.
So
but they actually have it last year, and then expect to have it this year. Tell them last minute they're not. And then I wonder too, any playoff. I hope they just keep the playoffs because like thought last year was just a little too much. Like,
yeah,
like,
no, with more teams. Yeah,
playoffs?
really, no, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And no, yeah, they should keep the playoffs like they've been. Don't really touch the playoffs.
And it's funny too if you think about it. I know it was
October.
a special circumstance, but if you look at the history of all professional sports leagues, basically they're the first league ever to remove teams from the playoffs because you know what I mean. It's always expanded,
right?
Even though
true.
I guess it was a temporary thing, but it's like we've never seen that before. So kind of that was one thing, I think they got right for sure.
What do you think? I mean, I don't know. The DH thing I think is kind of tricky though. I don't really know what is like. I mean, what's the league argument for not having it?
For not having the DH, tradition.
Just tradition, yeah.
Dog, basically. Ask him about it. But yeah, I think just from I like seeing like DeGrom and other good athletes that are pitchers hit. But at the end of the day, if they're going to get injured batting, it's stupid. I mean, that's just really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I'm a big advocate for playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So,
but
Mike?
No, remember
Roll your eyes
remember
at me.
Subway Series a couple years ago though. Tanaka just pulled a hammy. So I mean, come on, and that kind of shows you right there.
Well, it's stretched, dude. What do you want me to tell you?
And then so that's really it as far as the All-Star festivities go. We'll resume play tomorrow. Yankees Red Sox game, and then next year we finally get to go to Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, buddy.
Last year, I think that's going to be a great event.
I was telling Mike we should go.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Let's rip it, dude.
Always wanted to go to a baseball game there. And that's just an example of a stadium that's old that they've been able to renovate and just keep the same feel, the same look. I mean, really
disappointing.
Quite arguably one of the most
survive the test of time
historic stadiums in the league.
I feel like it's disappointing what they did with the Yankee Stadium. And
everybody always says, though, for both of those, the bones weren't good, and that's why they had to do it. That's what everyone always says.
The bones weren't good. So then why didn't it collapse?
Yeah.
The bones aren't good.
So
oil up the bones.
Interesting to see for sure. So we will switch gears here and go into the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls go! LeBron James at the buzzer!
All right, so finally, after an extended break, we've only had one NBA Finals game in the last 5 days.
Jeez.
Thank God.
What?
Just because of these extended breaks, it's crazy. And I wonder too, is this just a natural part of the schedule? Because like the NBA obviously is always rated better than baseball. Nothing to do with the All-Star game, you don't think, Mike, right?
They got to be afraid, dude. They're afraid to go up against
what?
The All-Star game.
They just want a standalone event because, I mean, there's no baseball games today. Everybody just has to watch this if they want to watch any sports pretty much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. They probably did do that maybe then.
Yeah, you never know. So we do get Game 4 tonight. Suns at Bucks. Bucks looking to even up the series at 2 games apiece. Obviously, Suns lead 2-1 at the moment. And obviously – looking at this game, it all starts and ends with Giannis. What's he going to do? He's the 6th player in finals history with 2 straight 40-point games. MJ has a record actually with 4 games of 40 points, and I believe that was against the Suns, believe it or not.
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, we saw him leave early last game for a couple minutes, came back in with the knee. He says he's good to go. And then he also did call out the Suns for hacking, and he plans on continuing to go at them.
No, but did you see that? Did you see the free throw discrepancy the last game? It's kind of ridiculous. Giannis shot more free throws than the whole Phoenix Suns.
Right? Yeah.
But I think that's they've talked about it. They have this wall set up for Giannis, and that they're just going to hack him every time he goes to the paint. So kind of reminiscent of what they used to do with the whole hack-a-shack thing. So, I mean, can you really blame the Suns for doing it? I mean, he can't really shoot. So,
what else do you want us to do?
Make him earn him, basically.
Honestly.
But the only thing is, he's so big and lanky that sometimes you're going to do that, and then he's going to make it, and then you got him on the line for an and one.
Right.
So that's obviously the risk you run.
Make sure he doesn't make it.
And you look at the Bucks here too as a team, 8-1 at home this postseason. So obviously they fared well in front of the home fans. But you got a tough opponent here in the Suns, and you look at the Suns, and you feel Devin Booker. We talked about this pre-show. Due to bounce back after shooting 3 of 14 in Game 3, struggling in the other couple games, and then Chris Paul been solid all postseason, 19 points, 8.7 assists, 43% 3-point shooting, really adding to his legacy and potentially a championship here. So a lot of questions to be answered.
I'm excited.
And I'll start with you, Mike. What do you feel like the keys in this one are for either team winning this game?
I think Middleton has to step up specifically tonight offensively. And then we need to see a Kobe game from Devin Booker. This is your moment. You want to be like Kobe. He's your mentor. Get the job done. Right?
Do you feel like if he struggles, they can't win?
Yeah.
See, you would think the only thing is, we've seen Chris Paul have some huge games.
That's the only way.
Obviously 8-2.
I know.
And then Cam Johnson, who played well.
And Bridges, though. Yeah,
and Bridges. So, there's opportunity, but it just does feel like usually they go, as he goes.
Yeah.
What do you think about this game, Tony?
Well, at least on the Suns side of it, I think they're gonna have to keep, containing and fouling Giannis, making him go to the line like we mentioned, and kind of forcing him to kind of work for those points. And to kind of allude to what Mike was saying, Booker needs to have a big bounce back game. I don't think if he has like a mediocre game though, they'll have trouble winning, given the rest of the offensive pieces they have. But I think on the Bucks side of it, with Giannis being contained, it's going to be important that they have their other role players kind of step up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think all signs would point to, after a 20-point deficit, last game, all signs would point to this being a close game. But I just think there's a lot of questions to be answered. And before we get into our picks here, specifically for you, Mike, if the Bucks end up winning this game, do you change how you feel about the way the series is going?
No. Job's done. Home teams won. Series is still.
So basically, you're saying 7 if they win.
Yes. And then, it's like going to be one of those things. It's like every team won at home. Game 7 is going to be.
And then also, the last couple of years, some lost revenue in the NBA.
Maybe
are we going to be surprised if it goes 7?
I will not be.
Foster.
I know.
Can we look up if he's refereeing tonight? Jesus. My guess is because
that's so messed
because
up.
he was in Milwaukee. I know a couple of days in between, but you would think they would have the same crew.
Scott Foster. Oh no, history could be a factor.
Just go to referee assignments right there.
This is what Barnes does on his free time.
I've never looked at this before.
Crew chief.
James Casper.
No Foster.
Suns win, baby, maybe.
Wow, that's huge.
Kirkland, Curtis Blair.
All right, so Suns win. You're saying, Mike? What's your margin of victory here?
Buzzer beater, Booker, mid-range fadeaway.
Wow. And does he have
Kobe-esque?
Does he have 40?
37.
37. Okay. What do you got, Tony?
Look at Tony's face.
What about my face?
Kind of reminds me of Alonzo a little bit.
Oh. No, Tony's way more marketable than that.
Alonzo's still a good looking guy, dude. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're acting like you look at the troll.
There's a lot of people in the world with buck teeth. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
He doesn't have buck teeth, dude. I don't know what you're looking at.
It's all right, Tony.
I say Suns take tonight 112-104.
All right.
You want that to be right so bad.
I really couldn't care less. No, I do I would be very
So you
happy
could be like,
right.
I fucking predicted it.
When I say 112-104,
yeah.
Sounds about right.
What are you going, Barnes? I want a classic Barnes. Give it to me.
So let's just say this. We wake up tomorrow morning. Giannis
hopefully.
God willing.
Giannis is going to be one game away from tying MJ's record with the 40-point game. So we're going to have a 40-point game from him and another big victory. And I'm going to say 120-90. Giannis with a 40-point triple-double. Booker, 3 for 21. Paul, 10 turnovers. But Cam Johnson has 30.
What is... You're ridiculous.
So, going to be an entertaining game.
That is 10 turnovers,
Would you
bro.
say 120-90?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I just think, fear the deer at home. I just feel like
The deer.
they play well, 8-1 at home this postseason. I just feel like you don't want to play against them.
I know. It's
I feel
tough,
like you
dude.
just don't.
Law of averages, buddy.
Law of averages. So I hope this series gets evened up. And, and then it's anyone's ball game.
I think if they do tie it up, dude, it really is anyone's ball game. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen, dude. I still think Suns are gonna
So that
take it to the bank.
That being said, we will see what happens. Obviously, give you a recap tomorrow, and then switching gears. Just got a couple random topics here I'd like to go over with you guys. So, first one, and we alluded to this weeks ago. Finally, the Clippers confirmed Kawhi did have surgery to replace a partially torn ACL. So, not to the surprise of us, maybe to the surprise of others. So, what do you think in terms of him staying there? Do you think this clinches it, or do you think it doesn't affect it?
They're going to want him regardless.
No, but just as far as him, because he can opt out.
I don't know. He's a weirdo, so he probably will opt out just to see what's going on.
And then also resign him.
Maybe.
I mean, what's your choice? I mean,
What do you mean? He could go anywhere.
No, but I'm saying what's in
They have no choice.
Yeah.
They're screwed if he leaves.
Yeah, because I mean, I know George played well this
but you can't sustain
over
that.
the course of a season. I think it's too much.
Yeah.
Any thoughts here, Tony? I mean, do you think this affects anything?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like you said, it's kind of hard to get a read on someone like Kawhi, but I mean, the Clippers are going to want him, so they're going to do everything they can to keep him.
I think he opts out, plays hardball.
Right.
Uncle
Yeah,
Dennis,
naturally.
Negotiating room.
Typical.
Needs his
money.
own private jet
Private jet. Yep.
just for Uncle Dennis.
And then also USA men's basketball. We touched on this a lot more yesterday. They finally do get a victory, defeating Argentina.
And a blowout.
108-80. And I don't know, do you feel like they're back, or do you think this had anything to do with that Manu no longer plays for Argentina?
I just don't believe that.
I looked it up.
You
To
did?
show, just to check.
Dude, because it's so funny. Someone played me, and
He was out there.
No, they were streaming the game,
Mhm.
and the YouTube thumbnail had Durant and Manu.
Oh, really?
So old Manu too. So I was like, oh,
You played yourself.
you never had me. You never had your car. Yeah, no, I think they're gonna be fine, to be honest. And
To be honest,
uh
I thought Barnes would laugh at that, to be honest.
Well, to boot.
oh my god. No, yeah, I don't think it's I didn't think it was a problem when they lost those two games, honestly. It's like whatever.
And before we get to you here, Tony, my kind of thought here, we've seen this happen before. Gasol brothers playing in their last Olympics title game. We've seen this happen. Just saying, I can see them giving them trouble. They're good international players.
Great international.
Any thoughts here, Tony? I mean,
You don't think Slovenia is going to win it all?
It's just exhibition.
Slovenia.
Yeah, I think people were looking too much into these exhibition games.
You're saying
and-
gold medal.
Yeah, definitely, hands down. Put it-
He's USA all day.
USA
of course,
all
dude.
day.
USA all day.
You're not worried about Slovenia?
With Luka?
Yeah. He said, and I quote,
Yeah.
it would mean more to him to win a gold medal for Slovenia than winning an NBA championship.
Who else
think
does he
it's
have,
funny.
though?
I've heard so many guys say that before, and then it's like that thought just goes completely out the window for 4 years, and they just say it again. So it's a time.
Wow,
it's
dude.
a tone. Definitely is a tone. But
I'm
yeah,
sure he
I think he's
knows
full
that
of-
the
full
team he
of
has isn't that great, trying to
they're-
hype him
they're
up,
not even gonna
gold
get past group
medal,
play,
the
come on.
country.
Yeah. Forget
Who's on that team besides him? Might as well be you, Mike.
That'd be great.
That'd be kind of cool. I'd go. I can't even go to the Olympics now anyway.
No, none of us.
Well, I can be. Well, if you're on the team, I'll be like
I'll be like he's my manager.
Yeah, I'm your manager.
Yeah, I mean, I think like USA, they'll be good, but just watch out for Spain. I mean, you could see it, right? I mean, the veteran team, they've been playing together a while. The Gasol brothers. I mean, geez, they must be playing.
There's not a doubt in my mind that USA is going to win gold. And honestly, dude, they might as well just give them silver and bronze too while you're at it.
Wow. Okay, so that's bold from Tony there. That being said, we move on here. The MLB draft just concluded. First of all, what's your thoughts? It used to be, I think, over 50 rounds, and they condensed it to 50, 35, 20. I don't know if they're going to change this at all. I think that's kind of low for you. Think about all the players on a team,
right? All
the levels of minor leagues. I can't believe that it's that low. 20 rounds.
I know it's really weird. I think it kind of. I mean, it hinders, I think, good players from getting in drafted.
People getting their opportunity.
Yeah, like it's not cool.
Because
why not have more?
I think was the 50th round draft.
Yeah. Like why? Like why are they doing that? Is it because the draft is too
it's to save money? The eliminated minor league teams.
It's so bogus, dude.
Yeah. So commissioner's office, we see right through you. So don't think you're slipping one by us. You're going cheap.
We can go.
I think she's saying like I can play. My mom was my biggest fan in basketball. So,
but I do love to see it though. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, 20 pitchers in a row for the draft. A little too late though. Now that Trout's getting close to 30, by the time these guys are ready, or you just
it's over.
I don't think so, dude. Trout's not going anywhere.
Yes,
His play isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, but how soon is it going to be? So, I mean, maybe one of these guys in 3 years. I mean, that's still another 3 years.
Or what if they?
True, but you never know.
What if they trade these pitchers to get a nice ace? That's
it's very possible. I haven't done much research on these prospects, but I mean, odds are if they drafted 20 of them. What do you want from me, dude? You don't pay me enough.
You get paid well.
No. The one thing I'll say too, though, you think about the Angels. I mean, it comes to mind like Bartolo Colon, Zach Greinke. I mean, what big ace.
Right.
Kelvin Escobar. These are all guys 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. So, but I mean, it's good to see the Angels kind of doubling down on pitchers because it's the one thing they've lacked.
Yeah.
Is pitching,
It's like, I think it's a little too late.
It might be a little too late, but dude, what else? I mean,
what else do you want them to do?
What else do you want them to do at this point?
Yeah.
They need pitchers.
And we just talk about this all the time, and it doesn't matter what sport we're talking about. It's just like the most important investment in my mind is player development and scouting.
Yeah. And this is it right here.
That's literally your bloodline.
But you never know. If they trade a couple pitchers for an ace that's in the league now, if it could, whoever it is, even if he's older, have him for a couple of years.
Or sign Scherzer in the offseason. That might
sign Scherzer would be pretty dope because, I mean, dude.
They have the money.
He's not going anywhere either. Scherzer?
But you're saying
no, I mean like in terms of leaving, of retiring, like he's going to be in the league.
He's going to be a force to reckon with.
Exactly, dude. And then by that point, then you have a couple developed prospects that can get behind your big ace that you kind of traded for, and all of a sudden you have a good rotation.
And then speaking of pitching, Cole Hamels, I believe he wasn't in the league last year, right? It was 2 years ago.
Last year, he had the shoulder injury.
Okay,
so
he was supposed to be
on
the Braves.
Yeah,
okay,
Braves.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's having a workout. Mets, Yankees, Phillies, and Red Sox going to attend it. Buy or sell him. Helping a team, making an impact.
I think it definitely depends on how his shoulder is. If he stays healthy, I think he could be a good asset. I would think the Phillies are probably the biggest spot for him. Exactly, dude. I mean, he's done wonders for them in the past. Not to mention the Phillies at this point, giving any pitcher a chance would probably help them out. I mean, their pitching has definitely suffered this season, barring, maybe one or two pitchers. We've seen what Wheeler can do, obviously, this season. But other than that, I mean, their bullpen, their God, the Yeti. But their bullpen, their rotation has suffered. And, we've talked about the Phillies, their season and the trouble they're in. So, yeah, dude.
Would you be tight if the Mets brought him on?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't really know where they would put him, especially with Carrasco and Syndergaard coming up and coming back, I should say. And
maybe they're not.
I don't think the Mets would be totally interested in him. I can't really see a good fit for him, honestly.
Yeah. I honestly hope the Red Sox sign him because I think the Yankees right-handed lineup hammer him, dude.
Right.
Was he throwing 88?
Probably, maybe.
Used to have a legendary curveball though back in the day.
Yeah,
and
dude.
change.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, I think the Phillies will take. I don't think the Red Sox will take.
So we'll monitor that situation. And then how about the New York Jets playing hardball with safety Marcus May, arguably the leader of the defense. I guess they offered him an extension that was 20% less than what the franchise tag, which they placed on him is. And they have plenty of cap space. I mean, I just feel like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you said, I mean, they have the money to spend. I mean, this is a leader of your defense. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, what's the goal here?
I don't know. Seems sketchy.
Nickel and dime this guy?
Are you a little disappointed, Mike?
I'm trusting everything they do.
Yeah.
Until this what's going on, I mean, until this whole experiment's done, then I'll be able to be like
evaluated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Properly.
I guess.
It's too early.
It's not never too early, dude.
It's always early.
It's never too early to make a grand, jump to some conclusion.
The only thing I could say, I guess, even though they don't have to count their dollars right now, in the future, of course, they'll have some extensions, in a few years. But it's just like,
I heard that.
If he wants to be paid top 5, top 3 safety money, but really he's top 10. I mean, I guess from a value perspective, but it's like, if you're just going to get a second round pick, I don't know. I think Rory, he seems like he's improving every year. I mean, if he's that good, and then you need to clear cap space.
What is he asking for? Do we know?
100 mil or 2.
No, I heard it was a 1-year deal for 100.
I'm just joking. Yeah, there we go.
So let's see. I was looking at this actually on Sports Edge. The Jets offered May a deal with a yearly value that was 20% less than the tag's value of $10.6 million. So basically, they're offering him a deal about $8 million or so
for the year.
Do
you think that's an undervaluation? Do you think he's overvaluating himself? I mean,
I think it's close, but they probably should have just stayed right about 10, and that would have been fine. Like, why are you going that low?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, because I think, safety, maybe 15, 16 is probably the top. So 10 is kind of, in the upper echelon, but not right at the top. And I think that's where he falls. Obviously, he can improve. All
right, well, there you go, Jets. Quit farting around, all right?
Yeah.
10 mil.
I'm excited, though, I have to say.
For the season?
Yeah.
Me too, man. I've never been so juiced up.
Who do you think is going to be the biggest reason why
you lose?
Take a step forward this year? And I know it's hard because one's
coach.
in the field, one's. So you think over Wilson, Salah setting the tone?
Oh, yeah.
Is the most important part.
Oh, dude, it's over.
It's culture.
Yeah. You took it out of my mouth.
No, I do.
I'm
think,
serious though.
And I think like versus other sports, I mean, football coaching makes the biggest difference.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that hype up speech. I mean, a sport that's like as physical and violent as football. I mean, you gotta have the right culture. You gotta have good chemistry between your players and your coaching staff, and that starts with the head coach.
Right.
Similar to rugby.
I guess you could say that. I was not going to reference rugby at all, but.
And if you really think about it, I mean,
dipshit.
It really, their last solid, like very good coach was actually probably Bill Parcells because
Herm. You didn't like Herm Edwards?
Oh no.
I mean, I like.
He got us to the AFC Championship game multiple times. Great leader of men. Tough, dude.
So I think the speeches are good, the rah-rah, the leadership, but at the end of the day, record, and I have to pull it up now.
He coached other teams, though. Do for the Jets.
He coached the Chiefs and flopped. But
at that point, if he's a good coach, if he has that good kind of mentality, that good hype up, all the rah-rah, as you would say, and the team doesn't produce, isn't at that point on the players?
Right. No, so this
we didn't have great players.
Let's just give, all right, so this is a 5-year period. Okay, so first year 10-6, third in the division, they lose the wild card game. Second year 9-7, win the wild card game, lose the division game. Third year 6-10, miss the playoffs. Fourth year 10-6, win the wild card, lose the divisional, and then fifth year 4-12, and see you later 39-41.
Yeah,
it's like based on the recent stretch, sure, but that's not, we don't want to be Mets fans and accept.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, that's why I think things are going to change now. And like in 40 years from now,
you're happy with yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, he liked that one. In 40 years, we're gonna look back and we're gonna say, "Wow, those Jets, man. Who are even the Giants anymore?"
Who are even the Giants?
No, and I hope too, because I just
are
feel like you
even?
see this. Sometimes you can't have like the way the Yankees are with certain guys in the organization, like Boone, for instance, like Cashman. It's too much, but most of the time, when you have continuity, especially in the football world, it's usually a good thing, unless you're Marvin Lewis.
Yeah.
Because it's the same system, the same guy. So I hope Robert Saleh is the coach for 15, 20 years.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, we haven't. When was the last time we had a coach go 10 years?
Yeah, no, dude.
7 years.
Honestly.
Rex might have been 6 or 7. But a lot of times it's 1 and done, 2 and done. So hopefully he can build a foundation, working hand in hand, with Joe Douglas in the front office. So we will see. Obviously excited to see Zach Wilson on the field. And then when we just think about, preseason football, what is it, about 6 weeks out at this point, give or take? We only got 3 games this year, 17 on the schedule. It's still going to take a little getting used to with that. But fantasy football, I know Tony's always ready.
I can't. We got to do it this year.
I don't do fantasy.
We got to do it this
doing
year.
a downtime league.
Yeah.
You said you're in.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
All right. You have the 20?
Yeah, right.
I thought we put down 50.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my minimum.
So that being said, we are going to switch gears here again.
Whoa.
And talk some boxing / MMA. Michael, take it away.
Yeah, so Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, aka the Golden Boy, was recently on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. Great podcast. Go check it out. And he said that he wants to do 2 exhibition bouts and then challenge either Mayweather or Canelo Alvarez to a legit fight where their records are going to be on the line.
How old is he now?
It's got to be 50.
I'm going to say 54, my guess.
55.
50. What the? 48. Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, wow, dude, looks good.
And I heard too, that he's came back to, being in better shape. He struggled for a while. I think, some substance.
Yeah. He's back. He feels like he all the time off has kept him fresh.
But honestly, I think this is just one of those things.
It's over.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like go fight Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Wow.
Well, let's see right now.
You think he gets through the exhibition matches and then?
This is him right now. Wow, he looks pretty slim though.
Oh, whoa! I was like, ooh.
Barnes.
Yeah, man, anybody can punch air.
I know. Barnes isn't buying it.
Oh yeah, all right, there we go.
Oh man,
Anybody can punch air. What a dick.
You know what's funny though? Like it's been so long since he, was active and doing fights. Like he was basically Floyd Mayweather's first big pay-per-view fight.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been 2007.
Yeah.
I want to say. So I just think it's one of those things. He's been a promoter for a while. Stick with that. Maybe fight Tyson. You're not going to be like fighting actual, I'm just trying
like Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to fight Canelo Alvarez, dude.
Like, don't you think it's like that's like?
Do you know who that is, Tony?
Situation?
I know who that is, dude.
Because I'll show you if you don't know.
I know who he is.
And then
I've seen the ads.
I
dude.
had
I've seen
also
him. I've seen the fights.
mentioned to you guys this before
Punch
the
you in the
show
face like
because I was looking at some UFC news last night, and supposedly De La Hoya was all ready to fight GSP, but Dana White won't release him from his contract, so they're not having that fight, and he's going to fight someone else.
Wow.
Why do you think Dana White did that?
Because he likes sticking out his chest, and he doesn't
Really?
want to lose money.
Yeah.
And you know what? One thing I actually meant to, I've never asked you this, Mike, because I feel like you would know this better than anybody. I don't understand, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about here, but you know how like a boxing match, like the top boxers get paid so much more than the UFC guys, but why is that? Is there really that much of a discrepancy in the amount of revenue boxing brings in? It seems like UFC is more popular.
I don't know, honestly, but I feel like maybe because I was going to say
boxing is like a bigger event.
It's it's more historical
and
too.
In Vegas, it
Yeah.
probably pulls in a lot more money. Than
I feel like yeah. I mean, that might be it because these big fighters like Tyson Fury hasn't fought in over a year now.
Right.
And like I think these big fights are just
because they're so
far and few. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, dude, we couldn't even get Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather in their prime.
Right. Yeah, that's the one thing boxing's got to fix, of course.
Yeah.
And then
That's why, but they do with the heavyweights.
But then also, I do think the UFC is like as cheap as they can be, as they can get away.
Oh,
from it.
yeah.
John Jones hasn't fought in a year because they don't want to pay him.
Yeah. He's going to fight, though. He bulked up.
But they haven't announced anything yet. I think there's some rumors about talk about a living legend.
Yeah.
But it's just he's had some off the, I guess you could say out of the ring issues, with arrests and different things, drug tests.
Always
always
drug
tough,
tests.
dude.
Always
Really?
feeling-
Might not
oh
fight
my
until
God.
2022.
For what? Like weed and stuff? Or
Coke,
Oh,
No, not just that, and some like certain
steroids and shit.
like
steroids.
not steroids, but like, dude, you know who's
Just illegal.
like illegal substances, to,
Right.
like probably like recovery stuff. I would assume that he was taking, but he's a freak.
Yeah, no, he is.
He could have been like that. There wouldn't have been a question.
And then to close out here, I have actually some breaking news. If you could,
I got you.
hit it. Free agent cornerback Richard Sherman has been arrested for burglary with a weapon and is being denied
Burglary?
bail.
Are you serious, dude?
Yeah,
What the hell is he doing?
don't
This
know.
was like last night?
I just got a quick notification. This
Burglary
happened
with
in
a
Seattle,
weapon.
so I guess he never moved from Seattle. Let's see what we got here, though. Okay, so it's okay. I had it a little wrong. So it's burger. Can someone say it for me?
Burglary.
All right,
Burglary.
burglary, domestic violence charges.
Can someone say it for me? What?
Booked at 6:08 a.m. Seattle Correctional Facility for burglary,
Burglary.
domestic violence per King County Public Records and was denied bail. So
Oh,
if he's
this is
being
real.
denied
Yeah,
bail,
this is bad.
This means this is like
Bad.
serious.
This is bad.
Burglary.
Bad. Burglary. Burger.
But honestly,
But I don't understand why. Like how?
So he broke into someone's house and beat the shit out of a woman.
and then stole stuff.
or could burger.
Burglary.
You just want a burger.
Burglary. There we go.
Burglary.
It can be just breaking into a house. You don't need to steal anything.
Yeah.
That's just breaking and entering.
Ooh.
That's not burglary.
Wow.
So maybe he did want
What are
some
you,
of his
fucking
old
cop?
stuff
Beanie
back.
baby.
She had probably some memorabilia.
Why do you know?
or
Hey, why do you know so much, huh? Why do you know so much about the legality of stuff, huh?
whatnot. But that being said, I'm just shocked too because he's a guy. He
Yeah,
played
class act.
college ball at Stanford.
Educated.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Very well. Smart man. Like
Yeah,
Stupid smart.
It would always really let you know
Oh,
how
yeah.
smart he is.
Yeah.
So
Well,
to do something like this, but maybe
pretty
tough
dumb.
times, can't get a contract, not the player he used to be. I mean,
But even so,
I don't know.
I
That
couldn't
dude.
imagine
Or it could be a
he's like
setup.
strong.
Or what if
Yeah,
it's
setup
what if it's
Anyway.
a or a
or
setup
CTE.
or CTE?
But I don't. The reason why I'm not going to say CTE is because I feel like he was never physical. Like you know what I mean? He's like in coverage, but I'm saying as far as
Technical. But
laying
dude,
hits.
Dude, I think all those dudes have CTE eventually.
Even in like Brady, even though he's barely been hit.
I mean, yeah. Do you think about growing up? Think about in high school. Think about in college.
No,
Dude, hits.
no.
Those hits with the helmet aren't. It's not
Brady's
natural.
had like a ring around.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
The guy never gets touched.
Yeah.
Not to mention he never gets touched in practice, literally.
Pretty
Never gets touched
shocking
at home.
news
Yes, he
coming out of
does.
the NFL. And honestly, for a while, I know we were talking
Kids.
about this. I thought he was
Gets
going
his
to join the
kids.
Jets
Who-
because
who?
of Salah.
Oh,
Sherman.
I know.
Not anymore, dude.
Not anymore.
Oh, you never know. They probably can get him pretty cheap now.
I guess
You have to bail him out first.
Yeah, that's what it is.
we'll see what happens.
That's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Hate to see
Like,
it.
just throw your life away. Why don't you?
Yeah.
If
I can't wait to see the updates. This is going to be big news.
it just what his rebuttal will be. I'm guessing a firm denial, setup. I'm sure he's going to say stuff like that, but
Well, you never know. It's not speculate. Okay, nothing's been.
yeah, let's not speculate like
Innocent
the
until
whole
proven
world
guilty.
does.
Yeah, we're not the whole. We're better than the whole world.
Yeah,
We are better.
We're not
We are.
scumbags like all you people out there.
Yeah.
We are better.
He's innocent in our eyes until proven
Innocent
guilty.
Until proven guilty.
That's it.
That's
also,
America, baby.
That's American.
That's why we're winning
before
the
we close
gold
out
medal.
Here, like to give
The
a
Olympics for
special
basketball.
thank
Silver
you,
and bronze.
as always, to Soundview Media.
Hell yeah,
and-
baby.
And thank you to those tuning in on Optimum and Frontier. And of course,
We love
check
all you.
the bio for channel information. And to our fans, you are our bloodline. Keep commenting, liking, subscribing. Enjoy your night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.